Peace Collective. Today we are talking about the road to manifestations. I pulled two cards already and we're going to get right into it, but I just have to give credit to where credit is due. This message is channeled with my guardian, La Tierra. Okay? Now, the first card that came up is optical illusion. It's not what it seems. A lot of people, sit here and say, oh, visualize it, it'll, happen, right? The law of attraction. There's truth to the law of attraction, okay? However, what I want to address is the beautiful insight and the download that Spirit gave me as I was, being chauffeured somewhere to my destination. And as the chauffeur of mine is taking me to my destination through different routes, I got to see really beautiful things. And the download that came to me was one thing at a time. You see, people think that they're going to reach their destination by just thoughts, right? Instantaneously. That's not how it works in this earth plane experience, right? In the astral, you can think of something and it manifests instantly. In this earth plane, you have to work a bit harder, right? For manifestations to come into fruition. But when the pathway or the roads that you have traveled before have been filled with degradation, right? Whether it's, generational cycles or patterns, whether, it's due to behaviors that were implemented or shaped within your life, and you're looking to access higher roads, higher pathways, you start to beautify the road with something beautiful at a time. And it's heart led, right? So I seen that someone had a license plate and then it had a beautiful like little bow on it, kind of like representing a gift, right? This person wanted to beautify their car, their environment with a diamond studded plate. And a little bow symbolizing a gift, symbolizing, what they like. You beautify the environment. As someone beautifies their environment as well too, they're showing you that they're following their heart's desires, right? And when we talk about heart's desires, it doesn't have to be like, oh, your soul's purpose or something super big. It can be, you know what, I have a desire for something soft, something plushy, something, that I can cuddle with at nighttime, right? And you add a beautiful unicorn teddy bear to, or, yes, a little stuffed unicorn to your environment. And now this unicorn has like rainbow colors and glitter, and it activates a part of your inner child when you sleep. Let's say someone, comes into your home and they see this unicorn, little stuffed animal, right? This also, it's like, oh, this person is in tune with their inner child. And so now you're showing someone that in their reality, they can access it by honoring the inner child, right? And when we talk about the things that we want and the things that we desire, you can't go for a manifestation to something super big, right? Which I have tried to do in in my spiritual journey. And you can't go make this super big jump if you haven't started practicing manifestation with the little things. What do you need? What do you desire? And it's okay to like little trinkets. It's okay to like clothes. It's okay to like handbags. It's okay to like, stuffed animals, right? Certain blankets, certain colors, right? Purses. It could be jewelry. It could be, different stones. Allow yourself to sit here and say, hey, I like this. I want this. And when you start to allow yourself to dream, and you want something, put it out there. I literally had this example because I'm on my way to the library today. And I'm being told to show y'all something, so I'm going to show it to y'all. I was on my way to the library today. And this lady that I stay at a shelter with, she's like, hey, she's like, where are you going? You want to ride? And I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, I'm going to Ross. She's like, do you want to go? Oh, well, she didn't even say, do you want to go? I said, listen, I don't want to stop you from what you're doing. I said, I'll go to Ross with you because I have to price check some stuff, for when I get paid or whatever. So they didn't have what I needed. But I seen something that I really liked. And I said, if this is still around, I'm going to get it. Now, mind you, it probably was not going to be around when I got paid. But this is weird. We're going to pause it for a second so I can grab it so y'all don't have to see all that. Hold on. All right. So I'm like, I want this. This is so cute. This would be like really cute in my cubicle, where I stay or whatever. Tell me why the lady was like, do you want something? And I'm like, no, like, it's cool. But then Spirit was like, allow yourself to receive. And I was like, you're right. So this is it. I was like, this would go so cute. I was like, it's like on my table, which I'm kind of like making an altar. Okay. And obviously, as like a shaman, okay, and very ancestral, Dia de los Muertos. Okay. I was like, we are going to be honoring this. So I got this cute thing. And she was like, she's like, are you sure that's all you want? I was like, yeah. I was like, cause, I'm not going to take this, this woman's money or whatever. I'm going to pause this real quick so I can put this back up. We'll be back. Hold on. So we can continue this reading. So I say all that to say that, and I show y'all that, not just, to be showing what I got because it's cute, but to show that I desired something in the moment. And I was like, spirit, well, I didn't even say spirit anything. Spirit could sense that I wanted this. And I was making a mental note of what I desired. And I got it without having to pay for it, without having to save for it. And so what I'm saying is, a lot of people, you want these deep, beautiful manifestations, but are you allowing yourself to receive what is small? Are you allowing yourself to even say, you know what, I would really like, maybe a boba tea. All right, I'm putting this out there because I really do want a boba tea. Okay, so maybe this will find its way to me. You start putting the things out there and it starts to manifest in your reality. And are you allowing yourself to actively receive? Now, mind you, the woman offered me other things as well too. Like she was like, she's like, we're going to miss lunch. She's like, I got like a certain amount of money. She's like, we can stop and get something to eat. I'm like, you know what? I was genuinely going to skip lunch. I don't need to eat 3 meals a day. I already had breakfast. So I was like, no, I'm okay. Like, I'm going to actively skip it because those were my intentions to begin with, right? So I can handle some things and, be in the library like I am now. And it's beautiful. So the next card that came out was wish granted, which is just confirmation that is if you allow yourself to dream, right? Whether it's something small. When we talk about manifestations, you can't just jump to the big picture if you haven't gotten comfortable with receiving the small things. We are in a society where a lot of people are operating from a standpoint of lack. And because society is in a rough spot, they don't allow themselves to truly receive, right? You don't have to be closed off because if there's something that you desire and your team sees that you deserve it, right? They're willing to work with you to bring these blessings and these little desires into your reality. You don't have to be in a state of bracing yourself for something going wrong, right? For something not entering your reality. I love things concerning, those that are after living because for me, those that are after living are the most precious to me because I communicate with them. They have shown me the most love. They have really poured into me. They've supported me in my journey. I have loved ones on the other side, the angelics, the ancestors for the highest good. This is what I do, and I love that it's pink and it has the little heart eyes with a bow, okay? This represents all the fact of, that I'm very girly. Now, I don't like the way I've been dressing. Oh, sorry, the kids are going in next door, so I apologize. Oh, yeah, they're having a good time. We gonna continue this reading, though. Y'all just gonna have to deal with the sound. If y'all can hear it or not. But I say all that to say that the way I've been dressing isn't, because I don't like it. I like to like dress a lot more girly and stuff like that. But I have no iron right now to iron my dresses, all right? And I tried to look for it, but it wasn't there. So that means that Spirit has a mental note that I need this. but I'm also meant to have my own iron, right? No one's like meant to give this gifted to me, so I'm gonna get that. Um, Give me one moment. All right, y'all. I apologize about that. They were going in. Let's see what other messages Spirit got. But again, rainbow, wish granted. All right. This is where we are getting to the pot at the end of the rainbow. You know, start with small manifestations. And as you get more comfortable, then as you get more comfortable, then your bigger manifestations will start to unfold for you because you're now willing to receive and you're no longer in a state of doubt. I feel like this is ultimately what Spirit is trying to say. Lafayette, what else we have? Oh. And then we got grapes that came out, which grape speaks to abundance. I feel like this is what is beautiful about the divine, is that everything in truth really is abundant, right? When you look at the abundance in the world and everything that has been created in this reality, it's for you to experience, right? You don't have to be in a state of lack. This is your moment for harvest, but work on harvesting the small things first. Work on receiving, work on being open, right? Because what the other message that was recorded prior to this was called stay open. So stay open, and if you see, or not, excuse me, when you see these little manifestations coming into reality, now at that particular point in time, you're getting into an alignment energetically that allows what you truly desire on a bigger spectrum to unfold and blossom in your reality. This is what Spirit is saying, is beautify your manifestations, along the pathway to your so-called destination, right? As far as the bigger manifestations that you're trying to bring into your reality. And the more that your heart is being fulfilled, right? The more that your heart is willing to receive, the more content you'll be. And this starts to shape your mind frame of what I actively desire can come to me. You're no longer operating from lack because you realize, right? That this is now your new reality. Spirit is speaking to kind of even like your gifts, right? If any of you who are reading this have gone through gift expansion, you understand this, whether it's clairvoyant, whether it's clairaudient, right? That you start seeing visions, right? And those visions at first may be, you have like an energetic feel to it, right? Then it's kind of like a blueprint type of vision. And then you start to get color, but it's still kind of like cloudy, right? Then it starts to become crystal clear. Then as it becomes crystal clear, you might not be able to hold the vision for so long, right? And then it starts to you start to hold it longer. You may not need to be in a full meditative state. So you see how even your gifts expanding as they take a sequence, a particular like sequence, they play out in a particular sequence. So do your manifestations. But if you, let's say you desire a bowl of like ramen noodles, right? And you're like, you know what, I'm not going to get this ramen noodle. But then you actively allow yourself to receive it. Now you have the bowl of ramen noodles. And someone may have invited you out for some pho. And they're like, you know what? You don't have to pay for it. It's completely on me. You may find a stranger that just wants to take you out. Or a stranger may find you that wants to just take you out with no intention behind it. Right? And so they're used by the divine to start shaping your reality of receiving. This is what you're walking into. So Spirit is saying, beautify the way. Start dreaming. Start asking for small things. Because you can't expect the big thing to appear your reality if you don't expect, or if you're not willing to receive the small blessings that are meant to come your way. What else, Spirit? All right, so Sorry, I know this is the one that came out, but there was a whole bunch of other ones that came with it too. So this is tandem bicycle. I feel like this is you working with the divine, you working with your guardians, some of you working with the divine masculine energy within that's allowing the divine feminine energy to ultimately receive. And the divine masculine is bringing forth those manifestations, right? So I feel like this is you working in unison with the divine feminine and divine masculine energy within, and also those that are on your team, your guardians, your ancestors for the highest good, your spiritual team working with you guys to bring these realities into manifestations. Let's see what else. What else? Oh. Okay. I feel like because we got corset, right? So I feel like some of you are holding on to your reality a little too tight, right? There's a rigidness of what you believe is possible and what you believe is not possible. And in you holding this boundary and this view, this is what's causing those restrictions from your reality actively changing. Allow yourself to flow freely. This doesn't mean like allow yourself to get sloppy. This means to allow things to come into your environment without you having to brace for more lack, right? This is where this is changing. This is now where the correct energies can come into your life if you're open to receive them. Don't be so closed off. And I feel like you're in a particular place where you holding this energy of like lack, this energy of not willing to receive, whether it's from conditioning, whether it's generational cycles and patterns that are like on an ancestral lineage that needs to be broken. This is something that you can no longer hold because you're not vibrating at that energy anymore. You have a Dear John letter. The Dear John letter means it's time to break up, right? You are being asked to break up with lack and to get into a new relationship with abundance, okay? Say bye-bye, John. Bye-bye, poverty consciousness. This is no longer the energy that I am operating in. This is me willing to receive because I know that I can no longer sustain a life in lack, because if I sustain a life in lack, then it is literally going to start affecting your mental health, your physical health. You need to receive, and you need to receive unapologetically. Wearing a corset that does not allow you to breathe while you are trying to have this expansion, it is two energies fighting against each other. And one of these energies are going to win. And so Spirit is saying, break up with poverty consciousness because they want to bless you. And it's time. Anything else, Spirit? Oh, that was just a bunch of cards that came out in the opposite direction. Okay. If I say it one more time, Spirit, I know. Okay. And as I said, if I say it one more time, I did. It was in the front. Shooting star. Okay. So I feel like this is make wishes. Start again. This doesn't have to be the big Bugatti. All right. But start making wishes. Start speaking to your team. This is what I would like. Okay, I see this. I may not be able to afford this at this particular point in time, but guess what? I know that you guys will find a way to get this to me. Or I know that you will find a way to give me the finances so that I can obtain what I need. So this is what Spirit is asking, and we're going to end it literally on this note, and because it's an 8, as above so below, and I believe that's the Taurus sign. Okay, and Taurus is building, right? So are you willing to build? That might be Taurus or Virgo. You know what? I need to study my signs more, so I apologize if I'm off with the sign. But this shooting star energy is, again, ask the divine what you need. The divine is saying, guess what? You have desires, speak on them. We'll get it to you. And I feel like for me, that little, pink cute skull was a confirmation of that. It literally allowed me to see that I can have what I desire. And I know the lady isn't in the best situation because I'm not in the best situation financially or even living arrangements, but it is where the divine has me. And so I say all that to say, I was going to take all her money now. I got a heart. I do. But I know that if I like things, I'm going to start putting it out there and I'm going to get what I want. And it's going to come to me and the money is going to make its way. And also understand, let's keep that energy to yourself. Don't be sneezing over here, sir. Sorry, that sneeze threw me off. But start writing down what you want and know that, or put it out to the divine and know that if you're meant to have it, it will truly find its way to you. Whether you have the finances, whether the finances are provided to you, or whether a way is made for you to obtain this, you will have what you need, what you desire. And it's not necessarily even what you need. I feel like we're moving into a season of what you desire because it is well earned. So thank you so much for listening to this message from me in spirit, y'all. Take care. Peace.